Searing Phoenix here, and one of the questions I often see on our Nerf and whatnot that comes up is, what's your loadout? And I think my loadout is in a point where it's not going to change a whole lot anytime in the near future. So I'm going to go through it and kind of talk about what I have, what I use everything now. I apologize, I only have one hand, so I'm sorry if the framing is kind of bad on this, because I'm filming with my phone, because that's the best camera that I have that can do this kind of stuff. So let's start with the gear, because that pretty much goes no matter what. So first things first, I have a standard, this is a thing I think I got off of Amazon or something. It's by a company called UTG. It's just a tactical belt. And then I have an Apex Weapon System strife holder, which almost always holds a strife with a 6-round magazine. So this is definitely a backup blaster. It is powered on 2S IMRs. My HvZ that I usually play with, that's the games that I play, have pretty strict range limitations, so I cannot do anything like 130s or anything like that, but I can do 2S stock motors with IMRs. So that's kind of what I do, just to keep things kind of nice. This is definitely my blaster that I grab, that I go to. I have one in case my primary just completely and totally breaks. So this is not meant to be used in most situations. It is definitely a, my blaster is totally dead, my primary is totally dead, and I need something. So I would grab this, and that's why it's holding a 6-rounder, is because that's just to have a magazine in case I need to grab it quickly. But chances are, if I'm reaching for this, something bad is happening. So I'm not too concerned about ammo capacity. It's not like it's a holdout or anything. This would be here to fire 6 rounds to get me out of a pinch and then go on to 18s, which I have in great supply, which we'll get to in a moment. So how do I carry all of the 18s that I carry? I tried tack vests. I've tried battle belts. I am a slightly shorter human being for an average male, so I find tack vests to be somewhat frustrating to deal with, because the spacing between where tack vests like to sit on my torso doesn't leave a lot of room between where magazines stop and, say, like my face or my kind of general area that I want clear to have good trunk mobility sits. And similarly, I found that battle belts put things too high on my waist. So what I moved to is, as you may have noticed from the belt, is drop leg ammo holders. So these are nothing Nerf special like Apex or anything like that. These are your standard tactical black double 2x2 AK mag holders for airsoft. It's this common stuff. I think these are by Condor. All of it's by Condor. The panels are like $15. The holders are like $12. So I've got 2 of them, so I can hold 8 rounds. I also have, as you may notice, a hammer shot holster by Narrowbase. I find these to be the best hammer shot holster that you can really get in terms of function. There are some that look really cool, like the that one Etsy store that does really nice leather work. I'm totally forgetting the name off the top of my head, but they do some awesome leather work. But I definitely have a hammer shot as my primary sidearm, and I have a custom 3D Nerf 7-round with an Orange Modworks. It originally had an Orange Modworks 6-round in it, but I went to the 7-round. It seems to work just as well and gives me an extra shot. So I've got the hammer on there. This thing actually is just running stock. I find that with the expanded cylinders, one of the problems a lot of people have, at least with the Orange Modworks kits, was that they'd get weird cycling issues. And what I found is that those cycling issues are a case of what is essentially short shucking, which is a shotgun term, but it's short pulling this hammer here. And I find that the reason most of the time you end up short pulling this hammer and not getting a full positive lock to get that rotation in, is realize that when you pull this hammer, you're not only priming the spring, but you're also actuating the rotation of the device, of the cylinder. So when you put a heavy spring load on there, I don't have Iron Man, like, Superman thumbs, so I can't, like, with a heavy spring load, I find that I end up short pulling this hammer which means I don't fully roll the index on the cylinder. So I go with stock weight on my hammer shot because I figure if I'm in trouble with this, someone's pretty close to me. Because if I have a jam or anything else like that, or I run out of ammo, if they're far enough away, I'm just straight up gonna change mags. This is definitely if I need a shot in a second, I can get this up, cocked, and firing immediately, faster than I could reload, much faster than I could reload. So that sits very comfortably in there, and that thing does not move. It is just perfect. It fits perfectly onto this Condor Molly panel. I also have here a clip so that if I have any blasters with carabiner hooks or anything like that, I can clip these on here, and there's just blaster stowage. So if I don't want to hold it, if I don't want to hold something in my hands and I just need somewhere to put it while I'm standing around, that's where I can put it. So those are my rigs and my two sidearms. So I have a backup, which is my Strife. I have a sidearm, my hammer shot, and then enough room for 8 18-round magazines, which are right here. So there's a set of 4, and there's a set of 4. I got a really awesome deal on Amazon. Maybe it was on Target. It was on Target. The Rapid Strikes, the double your mag Rapid Strikes were on buy one, get one half off. So I bought 4 of them and got a lot of clear mags. So that was awesome. Now primaries. For HvZ, again, I mentioned that I have some pretty significant velocity limitations for my HvZ. So I cannot run the highest, most awesome things like I have a 130 strafe, but I can't use that. This is a Falcon 3S strafe, but I can't use that. So what I end up using is one of two things. Either another strafe, because Strafe Master Race. This one obviously has a lever and an extended mag release, and then it also has fitted onto it for HvZ double. This is a long strike stock modified onto a retaliator with 2 narrow base magazine holders, so I can hold 2 extra magazines, which are over there out of frame, but I definitely have 18s for them, and then obviously 1 in there, so I can fit, what is that, like 40, 52 rounds, 53 rounds or whatever on my blaster, right? 36 plus 18. So, yeah. 36 plus 18, that's 46, 54 rounds, excuse me. Mental math is slow on camera. The other blaster that I will sometimes run is a primary, because obviously primaries are a bit flexible. You can just kind of choose what you feel like running. The other thing I have is this. This is my 2S, again, 2S IMRs, just running on stock AA, in the stock AA tray. 2S IMRs, Raven 2.0. It's got, current switch and all of that, and I also notably upgraded that trigger to be butter smooth. It's got an extension spring instead of the compression spring in the back, and it's got a long strike, stock lying around, so that's a long strike butt plate put in there. So those are the 2 blasters that I usually take as primaries to HvZ, because they fit within the velocity limitations and all of that. The other things that I will carry are often a multi-tool or at least a screwdriver set in case anything like that happens, like if anything breaks. Don't really need that too much. That usually stays with my stuff. A note that I will say is I don't have a dump pouch because I play all indoor games and I have a trustworthy community that I'm not worried about stealing darts or magazines. So I have a good return rate that if I drop a magazine anywhere pretty much that isn't just totally random, as long as I drop a magazine in a obvious area, it'll get swept after each game, after each round. So I'm not worried about having a dump pouch. It's something I've considered. I could put it on, whatever. But also, that's one of the other reasons why I don't care too much about the velocity restrictions, is because most of the longest engagement range I can have is about 50 feet in the kind of setting that I play in. So my loadout is obviously tailored a little bit to the way I play, and then most of my darts are either stock elites or couches. Either way, darts are darts. yeah, so that's how I nerf. That's all my gear that I have right now. Take care. See you next time.